Hey, welcome to episode 4 of the Stories in Sound podcast. I'm your host, Brock Hewitt, and today I'm joined with my good buddy, Sean McGarry, who you guys might know as YouTuber MajorLink. And we're Major. Let's go. We're going to talk a little bit about animation, storytelling, and the power of music when it comes to film, animation, and just kind of conveying emotion through music. So, Sean, why don't you tell us a little bit about a little bio and like how you got interested in animation in the first place?
Well, my name is Sean McGarry.
Let's go.
I went to school with Brock. We're old time buddies, but
Elementary school things.
it's been a long time. And we actually didn't start getting into like serious storytelling until
Like
3 years ago.
Like high school? Well, because you guys were like making videos.
Yeah. Like here, like my channel, like I made the YouTube channel, MajorLink, like 2006 or something.
Yeah, that's a while.
And we made like AMVs. Like some people might know what AMV is. Like you edit like your favorite show, your favorite pieces of favorite video game to like a song, like a pop song or like a whatever song, like
like some pop song
or like Serenade. And then I listened to like sad, almost like sad, like punky music.
Mostly like Codaline and like some of that emotional stuff.
It's like I started my emotional journey very like Mayday Parade and stuff, and like Pieces by Sum 41,
just feeling
Linkin Park. But there's like the punk ones, like like the Blink-182. But you just like that's where I started a lot doing that, and then my brother did Kingdom Hearts. He did those, and those were very popular at the time.
Right, because you were doing Zelda, right?
Yeah, like I was trying to, but like Glenn, like the community he was building was like so big already, and then like I didn't want to be the same thing. Mm-hmm. So then I started doing like what I like the most.
So did he start before you, or? Yeah,
essentially, he kind of got into the groove,
right,
of everybody. Like he got more subscribers, he had more comments, more views.
Shout out Fury Spark.
Fury Spark, Fallen Legend.
Let's go.
He had more views than so I wanted to try and take it like a different angle, like my angle. So I started editing to like the Legend of Zelda, like that's the footage I used.
Right.
And it's kind of the same music, but like no one's ever seen like Zelda, the greasy cutscenes and like the text blocks. It just looks gross. So I tried to do my own little way to trying to get an upper step. Like,
and they were still like that kind of like music.
Yeah, like pop, like still sad music or whatever. Yeah. I didn't really do too much of the anime ones. That was like way back.
And before you guys started doing the YouTube videos, like you guys were interested in like anime and video games and stuff like from childhood, or
anime came into us like Pokemon. Like everybody's watched Pokemon. Classic, like on YTV and stuff. But Dragon Ball Z, like it's the same come up. Like everybody's watched Dragon Ball Z and like a couple episodes of Naruto and like But like it wasn't until like sort of like the end of high school. We watched it throughout, but like the end of high school is when we really realized like this is like we're understanding what they're saying.
Yeah, what the
know?
story is and
like
stuff.
We're getting it. So they're just because when you watch anime the first time, it's like a spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're just watching it for like it's like a cartoon on like steroids. You know, you got like blood and like swearing and stuff. And so we got into anime like way back, and the reason I personally liked anime the most is because how well they cater to their characters. They cared.
Yeah.
And it was like there was a story in the end, you know, like there was a goal for everybody.
There's a lot, and that's what I feel like with the Japanese stuff. It's like they really focus on the character development. They really focus on like
a lot of self.
Yeah,
because like that's like their religion or whatever.
Yeah, with the spiritual practices too, they definitely influence them, and like it's really interesting. Like, yeah, because I feel like sometimes Disney would drop the ball on that kind of stuff in the Western.
They do a good job though. Disney does a really good job. Back to my old point though, like I love like SpongeBob. Like don't get me wrong.
Oh
like I love like comedy and stuff, but like for longevity like purposes, like SpongeBob can't last for like. Of course, I'll remember it forever, but like I'll remember like a more like special moment in an anime rather than a hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about the emotion that's put into the anime.
Because like you're building on yourself in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And like, laughing is just like at the time, like in the moment, kind of.
Yeah, because I found like, Yeah, I mean, like the Disney fairy tales and stuff. Because like I didn't grow up with anime, but I definitely grew up with like Disney and like Western cartoons and stuff.
That's
like
a good.
that.
They're a good alternative. Like they're
Yeah.
still good. I'm trying to remember like the.
It's just more cookie cutter in a way.
Yeah,
But it does work. Like
animation
it connects.
back Disney animation was like god tier.
Yeah, that was
Japanese
like, next level.
was still doing tradition, but like traditional, but like Snow White was so good. But I'm just trying. I don't remember the last like old Disney movie I watched.
There's some classics.
Because like all like it honestly started from Toy Story 1, where I started
where you
like
start getting interested in what is this and
yeah, like kind of like what we could do like now
with
you know
and that was the first 3D animation.
Yeah, that was a very and then Toy Story 2 came, and I think the biggest like I think Up was first though. Up was before Toy Story 3. Yeah. Up by Pixar is like hands down like my favorite story told.
Yeah.
Animated movie period. Like I just felt like Pixar has it down for story, and like everybody knows like they go strictly for like story. They want good characters. Their music is always good. There's those like Cars 2. Cars 1 was good, but like just
sequels.
It got into the sequels things.
And that was already when Disney had, because like Pixar started as like an individual.
Yeah.
Because like Steve Jobs and like the boys, and then he got like Ed and John from, they were at Lucasfilm,
Yeah.
before, and then he got them, and when Jobs was gone from Apple.
Jobs did everything, man.
I know. I didn't even realize that Jobs started Pixar.
I thought he was just gonna be a little cameo, but he ended up like being like a huge part of
like he
Pixar.
literally, and then they got I think it was the Pixar imaging machine or something they made, and
their own little they made their own 3D software.
Literally
Stupid.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Back in like the 80s or whatever, like, and then because Toy Story was 95, and I think they like when Toy Story, because they made the deal with Disney, it was like a joint venture kind of thing. Like Disney would distribute it, right? And then Disney, like later, Disney ended up buying Pixar in 2007 or something.
Yeah.
But that's when the sequels came.
Yeah, that's
because
when,
like business wise, Disney's like, yo, we got to pump out stuff that works. Yeah. So obviously the story's not as strong anymore. Whereas Pixar's roots,
which I don't know why.
Yeah,
who was ever directing those ones has a free budget.
It's like a B team. Like I feel
maybe
like
it's faster. Maybe
I think it's quicker. I think that's why they don't have enough time to develop it. But
I can feel that one with certain things. But yeah, no, Up was just, I feel like the best story driven like that. I can't get
so
it.
many.
And then Toy Story 3 came and like that just hammered every like nostalgic fan like the perfect ending.
Oh, so good.
But anyways, like what I was saying about story like and like anime, the reason I love anime is because like I said before, like the way they can tell stories.
Yeah.
Like serious tone stories through like these characters, like these fluffy looking characters, you know.
Right.
And then Pixar does a great job. What did we watch last? We watched Inside.
After Inside Out. Coco. That's what we went to
was
last.
the last one. I was just trying to think of the last one.
Yeah. No, I think that if any, like out of all the Western animation studios, like Pixar is the one that
they're
would be
definitely
most
the one that
influenced by the anime stuff too, as far as like emotion and
even John
character
Lasseter,
development.
he goes to Miyazaki.
Yeah,
you know? Like
shout out Miyazaki.
He's so like he's the same way. He's inspired by the Japanese.
Yeah,
like because how like hard they work, even though it's probably kind of greasy working over there. Like
I'm sure
10 cents a drawing. Like
I don't know what the wage is.
Yeah, what the wage is.
No kidding. But yeah, there is something like that they focus on in like the story and stuff like that. So that's interesting that you got interested in that like at a young age.
And another thing that anime had the most that kind of like our Western, like I said, Disney their scores were good, but the score of anime I feel like was so much more serious and like actually like I'm personally a fan of piano and like strings.
Yeah,
like,
classic.
And like
that's like
and like they convey like I can't say without sounding like so like on the nose about it, like in a sad moment like having like a string violin or like in an action scene, like the most I love soft piano during action, like heavy action, like
it's almost like counterintuitive in a way. It's not like let's play, because like the arc of this what's happening on the screen is like action, like high intensity, and then the music's low key. It's like Whoa.
Even
like
not
it's
even
playing
having
with the
sound
mind.
effects, like just having the music just
Yeah.
in like a fast-paced scene. Like,
Yeah.
like the music in anime, it's like that's probably one of the most inspirations ever because like you can listen to that anywhere. You can't watch a movie anywhere, you know.
That's right.
And like
what do you so it was all encompassing, I guess, like the story, the animation, and the music of anime kind of drew you in and that's why you started getting interested in that.
Yeah, and then like I searched for like a lot like in deep on who these composers are and like found like a few of like my favorites. Can't really pronounce the names, but like like you can listen to them all the time. Like they're on Spotify and stuff.
Hiroyuki
Sawa,
whatever. I can't pronounce.
Attack on Titan composer, like
so good.
He's so good and like that. He's exactly what I want. Like when we're composing, like he's usually my temp or I'm trying not to use temp as much.
Stuff.
But no, like the scores on these animes are like almost like movie westerns, like western scores.
Yeah. And what I like with and you guys influenced me a lot with this was like even my whole piano playing is very much basically like that contemporary. Like
hammering it.
Because you guys were listening to it for so long, and then like because I was a rock guy, and then when I started getting interested in the film stuff and instrumental stuff, I was like, yo, what's this Japanese piano? Like,
drop the guitar, just
drop the
keys.
key, let's go. See you later, Zeppelin. Like we're ripping now. Like I don't know. It was cool.
And like I can jump into my how I started my
so
animation.
that all kind of got you interested in animation, and then you're like, okay, let's go.
I was never really interested in like 3D specifically because 3D is kind of like it can't look that good unless you have a good like who can model like people like good models. I'll get into what I mean by that later, but like
sure.
I feel like you can draw better. You know, it's a finished drawing. You know, like in models, like it's so much more intricate. You got to build it, and like sometimes the lighting doesn't look good on it, so you can draw the lighting. You know, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know what actually got me. I think it's just accessibility got me into 3D. Like where I am now.
Because you were drawing as a kid, right?
Yeah, I drew, like I was in class, like we were drawing in like classic elementary school. Like there's that one person that there is like a draw your name tag, you know, like you had to put your name and like.
And you just went all out.
Yeah, and like I just went all out.
Because you and Glenn were really good.
Yeah.
And then you guys went, okay, Glenn went film, and then you went animation.
I don't know, actually.
Because
that'd be an interesting one. I don't even know when his turning point was.
I literally still have on my
whiteboard. I always look.
Grade 8 whiteboard.
It.
You drew Link in grade 8, and Glenn drew Sonic. Greasy drawings. Maybe we'll post that on the next MajorLink.
Yeah, probably not. At the bottom. I'd be down.
This is where it all started.
Get on some merch.
No depth, nothing. Yo, get it on some merch. That's sick though. Yeah, because so you were drawing from an early age.
Yeah.
And then
because my mom's dad was an artist, so like
oh true, I didn't know that.
That just kind of like already had pushed me in that direction.
Yeah.
But even then, like in high school, like I don't know if you knew, like I was like in grade 12 plus, I think.
Yeah.
Like that's when like I started like I gotta sort what is happening.
Yeah.
Because I met Miss Kylie. Like she's like. She was my supply teacher, and she's like, "Yo, how about taking the art class? Like, you sound like you like art or whatever."
So it was literally hobby all the way through high school.
Yes,
True. I didn't.
I kept saying I was gonna go to Sheridan or something for like art, but like, I never.
So what were you? You didn't even have a trajectory.
No, like I was just. I just thought I was. I think I just assumed I was gonna go to Sheridan for like an art program, not like animation, but
yeah.
And then I took 2 years with my art teacher, Miss Kylie, like. And like the ball just starts like I started firing, man. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like she was probably the greatest part. Like she's like an ultimate part of my life.
Yeah,
that's like that whole moment.
Yeah.
And like
pinnacle.
Yeah, like
I love that.
We bonded so well, and like I was the oldest one in the class because like in 12 plus you joined. Yeah. So and it was just like we related like.
Yeah.
And then I got into Sheridan fundies, like a low tier, like a whatever first year program.
Right.
And then I heard my buddies all talking about, oh, this Sheridan has a big animation bachelor program, and I'm just like, okay, like I guess let's.
Yeah.
I have no idea, and they're like, oh, you need a portfolio. I'm just like, oh God, like I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Like, I know what a portfolio means. It's a bunch of drawings. That,
Yeah.
So then you had to follow you had to follow the draw a character, spin it.
Yeah.
And then I tried one time, and it didn't get in.
Right.
And then I went to Mohawk for animation in Hamilton for
Right.
2 years. I wanted to get out of that as fast as I could.
Greased it up in Mohawk.
Went down to the hammer, and I took a year, and I wanted to get into Sheridan that year.
Yeah.
And then I ended up not.
Right. So that was the second time you
And that
applied.
was the second time I applied. And so now I had to finish the last year at Mohawk.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm not gonna just chill because I won't get anything done if I just chill and not do
Yeah.
anything. And that's when I really started. I met my life drawing teacher who was like, he worked on Space Jam. He was like an animator on Space Jam.
Right.
So he's an oldie, and like there was a bunch of kids in the classroom, but I would be the only one like asking him questions and stuff, and him drawing over my drawings.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
That was another like big connection that I had, and he
Right.
really guided me. Drew after class, he'd draw over my drawings, and like.
That's so
And then
sick.
that second year, I applied for Sheridan, and I finally got in.
Yeah.
Well, like,
time's the charm.
Third time's the charm.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's all like guidance. Like you need to ask people. Like
For sure. Yeah.
if you go by yourself, you just get.
Yeah. And it gets hard, right?
I
Like
guess, yeah, and then you have the everyday life attacking you, like
yeah.
constantly telling you to stop.
100%. Especially in art, right? Like that's what I find like.
Because it's all on you, you know. Like
Yeah.
whenever you pick up the pencil, it's like whenever it starts going.
Yeah.
Like,
And like it's never perfect ever. Like
No.
we never tell the story properly. Like there's always imperfections.
Yeah,
like
God, tell me about it. Like, I barely like watching any of my videos back.
oh, I can't.
You said you didn't
I
like
can't
listen
even
to
listen to music, man.
The score.
Even mixing it, I'm just like even on this new MajorLink, like I'm like, okay, pianos are done. This choir
hear
thing,
it a
I'm
bit,
like,
you're just like
yo, Sean, we gotta like after the podcast, we gotta talk about this because like I don't know, I'm not ready yet.
We'll get into that.
But yeah, it's that's like a constant thing. I feel like it's just like we just gotta like pull through it and like just
that's why, like
pump
I said,
it out anyway.
we were talking about music.
Mm-hmm.
Like music is a huge thing that keeps me in line.
In yeah, just generally like day to day. Yeah,
like I like listening to like I like listening to like rap, like party, like hype, like not.
Like we're
I don't
going
want to sound
clubbing.
lame, but like hype music, like you know, like this music to keep you like up and like even just, like start dancing or just
Yeah,
like music you hear. Like we go to parties and like you hear like this music and you're kind of like in like if you're drinking or whatever, like you're in a mode, like you're excited
You're
or
in the
whatever.
zone, yeah.
If you play that any other time of the day, like why not?
exactly.
You'll still get that same.
response.
Yeah.
100%, man. I
And
mean,
then
like
you also get to learn how to learn all the songs, and you get to know what to do.
at the party, know how to do the dance moves. Yo, that's bang on. No, I feel like because like music like has such like a psychological like impact on us, and like when we can like I said this with Millen on the last podcast, we were talking about how like you can literally be in such like a numb state and then put on music and you have an emotional response, whether it's like really a breakthrough, emotional, inspiring, motivational, like or that kind of like party, like you're like, yeah, let's go, you know, you get fired up. Like music can trigger those physiological responses.
In the change room, hockey.
100%.
You play music. You think you're gonna go in with silence?
No way. You got to get fired
we were in the
up.
football change room.
Yeah.
You had to play something.
I literally just said this to my sister upstairs because I was telling her I'm starting to have like conversations on the podcast and about like how literally music, yeah, sure, for artists and storytellers and whatever, how we use it, but also in life. Like she's like, well, yo, like have athletes on too, like what music does for them before the track run, you know, before their race or like
before even like the last minute,
the last second, like, and then we're ready, we're in the zone. I feel like music has the capability to actually like put you in that zone, whatever that zone is, whether it's
you can
like,
cater that to whatever this like,
100%.
And I like being in like a like when I animate, like I love having like fire up music, like and then like we both listen to scores, like
like that gets emotional.
Scores are also even like loud big scores that aren't supposed to be like sad or whatever.
Yeah.
But I for some reason like I listened like I said, like I listened to like Mayday Parade and like Maria's Trench, what do they call it?
Mariana's
Trench.
Yeah.
Like Serenade, like I listen to this like sad punky like angst music and like
when do you listen to that usually?
Like I've moved on from like, actually I just haven't found new ones of that like that genre, but
Yeah.
I usually listen to that stuff when I was like just chilling, trying to get inspired or whatever. But,
Yeah.
Because like they say like there's actually when I made AMVs, like that was the music I was been looking for, trying to tell a story through like the Zelda games I played.
Yeah.
So I'd be listening to a song like he's like whining about his girlfriend or whatever, and like I'm trying to think about what scenes I could use in like, the Zelda game, like to like cut and like have my way, you know, or tell like a different story from the game. And like further on in my YouTube, like old before animation, like I started telling like strictly like exclusive stories through the game that the game wasn't intended to tell.
Right.
Even through like I masked, like I cut out stuff and pasted like Zelda in different spots, so people like it'd be like a new scene to people when they saw it.
It's
so
fresh.
I try to keep spinning it and like listening to like that kind of music in those moments where like that's when I was searching. And then
100%.
nowadays I listen to, for inspiration nowadays I kind of do like scores.
Yeah, scores.
And like I find a moment in the song that I screenshot like a picture of what I'm
feeling or
like, imagining, like
like a story.
Like a character's in like a moment, like someone dying, like someone's like holding, or like you know.
Specifically like a certain part of the song triggers.
You'll ask any director, anyone, and then they'll be watching their video and they'll be like, that was that's what made me make this video, was this moment.
Yeah.
You know, like Sean said like when they walked out of the washroom, that was the moment.
Right.
That he made
for
the video
that
for.
film. Yeah.
Eddie like I'm sure Eddie had the same deal. There's a one moment in every video that makes you be like, that's why we're making I'm building a story around that, which 100%. Can be dangerous because you'll get too glued to that.
That's what I find
and
too.
You can't make a story.
Yeah. I find that like musically, like for film music, like working on the short films or whatever, like it's always like, because like Aristotle, like Greek philosopher, he always talked about catharsis, like this idea of this, there's always that one moment in drama that's like where that cathartic response, like you want the audience to have that cathartic response where you just release emotion. Like it's almost music. It's just like, and then that would be when where you cry, or that would where you have the breakthrough, the inspiration. Like it's almost like it's just that release that trigger, you know.
And it's funny you say because I remembered like when we made AMVs, like me and Glenn, we pick a song with like that cathartic ending, like you know how bridges work, like, and then right before the last thing, it's like quiet, like they say the verse, like or the chorus, like, really quietly, and then boom,
you're right in, and then you're just that's explosion.
That's the way. That's no, or like we would make like an anime like clash at that, it'd be quiet, and then boom, like
catharsis,
and like that's actually, those are like the most like inspirational parts for me, because I would be like, I want to edit to that sound.
Exactly.
Like, I want to make something around that sound.
That's why, like, even for me, like when I started doing this like stories and sound music, like this like ambient like film kind of stuff, like I always had like about 3/4 of the way through the song, like this one moment that's just like boom, it hits, or it goes like really quiet and then boom, it hits. It's like
just the classic. Is that classic like progression?
It's
like,
classic. Yeah. It's classic as far as like that's the goosebump moment.
Yeah,
like that's the moment where you
that's
feel
what everybody wants.
Where nothing else is, like you're not worried about anything else, but you're completely present and focused in the zone, and that stimulus is giving you like such an intense response. And like I'll have times where like I know, like even in songs, like when I'm getting fired up and I'm putting on like Parts of the Caribbean or whatever and like yelling go season and like getting fired up, right, to you know get the day started. I have a certain moment in that song that I know if I'm yelling let's go during that time, like I'm ready to go and I'm gonna get goosebumps, and I condition that every single time, and that puts me in the state. As soon as I put on that song, I'm ready and I'm building, and like it's a physiological response.
And that's also a good way to like start your day off, like
get fired up.
Yeah, like, well, that's why your day off good.
Like that's why you say like you listen to like the rap and like the dance music, like get
to
hype.
Keep yourself like, I don't know, in a good like in happy, a good state. Excited.
Yeah,
like,
I find that like for sure, like it really like your mood can be like really correlated to what kind of music you're listening to, and we don't really know like the impact that music actually has. But like it really does have a crazy impact, and we can cater that to like, okay, I want to feel that nostalgic thing. Like I'll put on albums from like whatever, like Ben Howard or Mumford or like any of these.
Listen to them recently
Back
into that.
And it takes you right back to the memory. It's crazy. Yeah. It's like it's in our long-term memory. Yeah. Like it's there.
Literally, Mumford's that Electric album.
Oh,
literally takes me back to the first seeing them. But
yeah.
That whole like era, that whole like arc.
Music can really
crazy.
like take you back to those nostalgic moments, like whether it's relationships, whether it's places, settings, and people, people, you know, like I feel like, well, then what does music really do? Well, it really does tell story through the sound. Yeah. Like it literally does. And that's kind of like what I've always been focusing on, because I'm like, that's literally what's happening. And not like forget about just like film and stuff like that. It's like literally in life. Like music can take you back to moments,
like
you know.
You listen to an oldie and like
you're
listen
literally
to like music from like first year when you're in first year. You know, you listen to those songs. Like you have those songs that like set those like
moods.
Those when you were walking, you know, like the whole arc in your life.
And that's why like when we talk about like even in films when they'll do like throwback films like whatever like Dazed and Confused, like that was a 90s film, but it was to set place in the 70s. Right off the bat, what plays? Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion. Like right off the bat, like because they'll set it in that period piece, like it takes you right back to that whole lifestyle, you know, like and that's pretty cool. That's really cool stuff.
But like I was saying, back to the end of my like AMV.
Oh yeah,
career,
it was MajorLink at the beginning.
I started that's when I started really trying to make my own out of the footage I was given.
So when was it that you started when was it that you first started messing with actually animation? Like what you were already drawing, you were doing AMV, but when did you actually start? Okay, maybe I can actually move these characters and make them do things.
I think because like it was kind of a time where we were slowing down. Because the community, the video editing community, like I think what did I have? I think 1,500 subscribers, and Glenn had Glenn had 1,500, and I had like something under that. But and so it was just kind of dying. No one was really, because like you need like fired up people to do this, like very passionate people to edit their thing for like a while. Like it's a lot. You don't get any money of it. It's just like a big hobby. You have school, you have work to do, and like so it's sort of. And then we started going to like college and like trying to get ready for college. So we kind of straight away from editing that to like the music. Still listen to music though, but and then I was like, I watched Kalos. I think his name you pronounce it Kalos, but there's this Zelda animation called Racing for Rupees. On YouTube, and like nothing big. It's like a comedy sketch made with Source Filmmaker, the program I currently use. But like, this is the first time I saw this, and the way he animated was like
it was
god tier. Like he was so good. The way he had the principles down. He had like the lighting and everything. And like it was a silent film. Like Link doesn't talk, of course, but like it was just like a little classic comedy. Like just Link got into a problem, he solved it.
Right.
Laugh.
Yeah, nothing crazy story-wise.
But like, and I was like, what if I can take that and like
get emotion,
do it with all my ideas in my head, you know, like
100%.
I can like, and like I was searching up, like I was trying to see like how is this program free? Like what can we do? It's just on Steam, so you can download all the models. You can like the Link model he used in that video. Every model like just sitting there.
Anyone can get them.
Anyone can get them. So I started getting them, and I'm like, wow, like. My dream back in the day was to animate like an official Zelda like scene, like a moment, like be a director of a game essentially. Sure. And I finally had that power, which was kind of like huge for me. Yeah. Like in my own little world, I did, you know. Like,
for sure.
I had a map of the world. I had high res models.
Yeah.
Nobody on my back. Like. Yeah. It was just like okay, like I can make and like.
So what year was this that the first time you animated and posted like a...
What was it? Maybe, 12, 13. Maybe like grade 2013.
12? Okay.
End of
12 plus?
12 plus maybe.
So, and at that point you had like 1,000 subscribers?
Yeah, I had like 2,000 subscribers.
That's crazy.
Before my first animation.
So it's only been 4 years then that you've grown to 50K.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Like that first video, because I jumped on a small like my little niche, my community. For sure. Like nobody, and the thing was nobody had. people had like fan animated, like greasy kind of looking models, or like like live action models or live action videos, and like it just never translated. So when I had the in-game Nintendo models, and I got to do my own thing with quality cameras, and like like nobody had done this already. Like nobody on YouTube has done it.
Right.
So then I literally went all out and had this idea where, like in the end of Majora's Mask, like you become Fierce Diddy Link, and like he's like, I tried to make it like he lost control of the power, and like he started killing, and he ends up killing. And the other video, he ends up killing Zelda, and like Link killing Zelda wouldn't cross anybody's mind.
Yeah.
In anything, and through the whole time, like this is before we were even scoring. Like, was this before you didn't?
I've only done the music. Oh, before I did.
Yeah,
film
like
scores?
when did you get into like
when Glenn applied for Sheridan and did the Freedom video?
Freedom video.
No,
yes.
Right before that, actually, when he did the Facebook the one.
Oh,
masks,
yeah.
I had to do masks or whatever for fundies.
That was just back when you had a key though. He had some keys in Logic. Right?
Yeah, all I had was keys in GarageBand.
Yeah, so when I was doing that, my project, I was like, I did it all on my own. I had this one Red song I had stuck in my head, and that's what I edited to in my head, and put it literally translated the song on my iPod on like Vega when I was editing it.
Yeah,
and so it's just that whole video is just a bunch of copyright music. I didn't make $1 on it.
Yeah,
but that video, I had main character Link kill.
What video is that?
Lost.
Oh,
Lost in Infinite Power.
Yeah, I know that one.
That's like the viral one. Like that one.
Yeah.
I wonder what I posted before.
You
actually,
had, like,
you know what?
Timeline Alliance or something, was it?
Thomas, that was actually my first animation. You're right.
Yeah, because they're just walking. Or whatever.
Because that was the test. I'm missing all that.
Yeah, that was the test.
Yeah, I had this Timeline Alliance where I had all the links from all the worlds in the same world, and like that alone, my thumbnail was like ultimate clickbait when you had all links in the same thing. Like that was big. But before that, I did AMVs, but I had my own animated parts.
Okay.
So there's exclusive like scenes in my videos, but and I used games like
and it was still based on the music.
Yeah, like there's Yellow Card like Believe song, and like I just edited an intro little story, a middle little story, and an end little story with my animations.
Okay.
Like filled with like the in-game cutscenes.
Yeah.
And then the Timeline Alliance, where that was my full first animation. It was like a minute maybe.
How long? And that was 2013-ish?
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, they look so stiff now, like looking at them now. Because I didn't know how to use the program.
Yeah.
And I was starting to learn. I never used the animation program before this.
Right.
I was starting to learn by myself.
You just messed around yourself. Did you watch videos?
I did watch how to use the program, like how to post the post. I don't even know like the basic of animation, like honestly.
Yeah.
So I did that, and then Lost came, and I threw all my things in that. I tried new lighting.
Yeah.
And like the sound effects. I edit with Sony Vegas, everything after, and but yeah, I used all copyright music. Like I used Hiroyuki from Attack on Titan.
Right.
I used his music.
And was it story? This was story driven now. It went from AMV to story driven, where you're making stories.
It went from way back AMV just to listen to Naruto and Linkin Park. To like Zelda and like a song, but had my own Zelda story.
And your own narrative.
My own narrative in the song was whatever. Yeah. Maybe the song helped it, and then it came to like my animation where music and the clips were like as one now.
Absolutely.
So now, but yeah, no, The Lost had a story. It had like a little thing, and then people loved it.
Yeah, and you were just going off of, you were just making up whatever you thought was cool. Like you didn't study story before this.
I like I said, listened to the song. I had pictures in my head of stuff happening. Like,
so it was very much catered actually to the song. Still in the story driven stuff. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, because the way the song was, it was like fades. So I literally was
imagining scenes,
and like I cut the scene in like that exactly, following the song.
Wow, that's cool.
And then but then the problem with that video totally is because the music isn't like, there's no unison. It's just like a bunch of like songs.
Yeah.
And then I had like my cathartic piano, like
like yeah. Coming in.
And then that one blew up, like.
Lost.
It was just supposed to be like another AMV for me.
Right.
And it blew up, and then.
Why do you think it blew up?
Like I can't say it was like my thumbnail, like a clickbait thing, but like, it got picked up by like an article, like a Zelda, not the most popular one, but like a Zelda like online article.
Yeah.
Picked it up. They put it on their website, and I honestly, I don't know. I knew a couple Let's Players that watched it, but didn't like throw it out.
Right.
I tweeted it once or twice, but I think it was because like people kept telling people after.
Mm-hmm.
People kept sending it to people, and so, you watch a video, it's like, oh, that's cool, but it's not enough to like, let me send this to so-and-so.
Yeah, exactly.
This video was that.
Was enough.
So it's sent out to everybody, and it's like to this day, like
it's still the most
just
viewed.
hit 1 million. That's like
sick,
a couple weeks ago.
So that was 2013. So then you started animating.
Yeah,
videos.
and after that, it was just I didn't actually drop it, but I kind of like walked away from the like music editing now.
Right.
So now I'm like directing my own.
Now you're making stories.
No, yeah, strictly that.
And original stories.
Yeah, because that's all I wanted. I wanted my world with what I thought the Zelda character should be.
Yeah.
I don't know, more a serious tone.
Where Nintendo maybe drop the ball sometimes.
Yeah, Nintendo doesn't. That's a whole different argument.
That's a whole different conversation.
So then I made I made a sequel to that.
Right.
Give or take, this little trilogy I made was a hit or miss. Like I was just throwing my ideas at the time.
Like from Lost?
Yeah, the Lost in Infant Power. I made another one, Lost in Regret. Like
right.
And then I made another one, Lost with Hope and Lost in Regret.
Right.
A trilogy, like a Lost trilogy.
Yeah.
And so it's just like about Link doing something he regretted, believed in himself, and then died with regrets, and then got to come back, and then pass on without regrets.
Okay.
So very complex. A lot of stuff happened in the videos, and like 100%, I'd love to redo it all because it's a little.
Oh yeah.
It's like Spike. There's no like timeline. There's no like plot graph. Like it's all over the place. But regardless, those kept the chaoticness, the seeing these other characters on like a different angle, different perspective.
For sure.
Kept people coming. And the music that everybody knew, like I wasn't getting paid for it. I was fine at the time. I never wanted to get paid for this.
Yeah.
But all this music is like firing people up, and people are recognizing the music from their show, from
shows, animes and stuff.
And then like,
so same audience.
Yeah.
You're like literally didn't even know, but like you're literally hitting people like heavy because they're like, wait, this is from like Naruto and this is Zelda, and I'm obsessed with both of these things. And like,
And then like the last one, I did them all three consecutively. I hammered them out. I don't think I've animated that fast ever.
Really.
And then after Lost, the third one, I was thinking of remaking Zelda endings because I finally got a good Zelda model.
So what year are we in now? After the three
So the Lost was 13, and honestly, the end of 14 was probably the last Lost.
And okay.
So like 15, maybe midway through 2015.
Okay.
I started like that's when like
thinking
the stories and
endings.
like MajorLink like came to be.
And what was the first video?
The first was Timeless Lullaby.
Okay.
So I animated that. I animated that though.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like gonna put like a YouTube version on my song, like a Zelda's Lullaby song or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Brock's always getting on to me like. Because like my audience grew my audience grew big after the first Lost. Like I was at 20K, 30K, and then like 40K.
Yeah.
Like later on, but like my audience was growing, and Brock was like, "You could actually like,
we can make a version.
You shouldn't be like letting this go." Like, and then Brock he can play like the music, so I was like, "Wait, let's try something here."
Well, you know what? Like, because I was like. Because as you guys were growing with this stuff, so was I. So, like, I wasn't necessarily, like, good enough to the 2 years before when you were ripping Lost and stuff. And I kind of had to, like, prove... And also because, like, you guys grew up with this music, and I had to kind of, like, get good enough where, like, we could collaborate in a way and, like, feel it. Because, like, I didn't grow up with the anime stuff.
The big orchestra cartoons.
Yeah, like, I was... Yeah, because, I mean, I was ripping... Like, because I was more, like, I did the Disney stuff or whatever. I loved Toy Story, the Pixar
Mickey
stuff.
Mousing.
Yeah, it was more orchestral. I remember, like being obsessed with, like, Pirates of the Caribbean and, like getting soundtracks.
Yeah, see, loud action, not too much, huge. Like...
There was not emotion.
Sentimental, like...
It wasn't until, like, when I was like, okay, if I'm going to do film music, I guess this was, like, 4 years ago, I was like, okay, I need to learn piano because I had done the guitar thing, done the theory thing, done all that. But then I'm like, okay, like I need to learn piano. And then I started getting the piano going because remember we watched Lay's Untouchables or whatever.
Matt, yeah.
Remember Max showed us, and that movie, that was Ludo.
Yes.
That was the first time that I learned, like, I listened to Ludovico, and I was like, wait a second, like, there's something here that's really cool. So I started getting into the contemporary piano, and that really transitioned nicely into the anime stuff.
We watched that right here.
We watched that right here, and that was like, that was the first time I'm like, what about this kind of piano playing? Because I knew I wanted to take lessons.
That was like a whole new curveball to you.
But I'm like, whoa, like this is cool. And he was like similar-ish, but more Western, more like, you know, whatever, like Western, I guess. But then, because I always loved like the Kingdom Hearts music when I used to play the game. And I always loved that kind of stuff, so that you guys were interested in it was cool, because when Timeless came about, then I was ready.
Which was 2016.
2016, yeah.
That's when Timeless came out.
That was only 2 years ago then, yeah.
It says 1 year ago on this, but...
Well, it'll be 2 years ago in October, I think. October 24th.
Yeah, the first Lost came out 2 years ago.
Okay, so maybe
there
it's 24th.
We go. Now I'm getting the dates down. Yeah. That was in Art Fundies. That was
so you're in Sheridan Art Fundies, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll go get into animation. You're already doing MajorLink. You went to Mohawk. You were still doing MajorLink.
Yeah, I still had experience.
Then you got into Sheridan, and now you're
literally. I got into the Bachelor Sheridan because of my YouTube.
Literally,
so I had like a demo reel. My demo reel was thick.
Yeah,
and like they were okay with me. I said,
and none of the kids had done animation before. That's what.
Now
cool.
in the portfolio, you need animation.
That's cool. That's sick.
So
like
that's like you gotta get at it yourself.
Yeah, because well, that's the thing, man. I feel like that was cool because we were all doing this stuff on the side in a way.
Yeah, it was like, and that's why it was like a hobby. It was a nice fade for me. You know, it was very gradual.
But yeah, like Timeless was sick because when Sean asked me to do it, I was just like, okay, like.
Brock's not. He's not the biggest Zelda fan, so I was like,
definitely not.
Yeah, but so it was like
I'm trying to learn the lore still. Like,
I'm trying to spread the lore. Nintendo doesn't do a faithful job trying to spread the lore. But
yeah, I need books, man. I gotta read stuff. Like because I liked games.
Write it
but
down.
I couldn't like. Well, I ripped Kingdom Hearts but I was never like a guy who like beat games. Like I just play it and I have it and like
I needed that ending. That's why I love watching anime, because you got your point A to point B.
Yeah, that's true.
The whole journey.
That's true. But yeah, Timeless was sick because we like reapproached like Zelda's
and it was
Lullaby.
And
that was 2 years ago. That's nuts.
That feels like
a
long time. That feels like decades ago.
Well, I gotta do a tutorial on that, because like that version was really cool, because like that was the first time that like something, because I just rode your bandwagon really, but like it was sick.
It's thickening my bandwagon.
I literally like Nouveau Bianche by Ludovico. I basically mixed that with Timeless Lullaby, and that's or with Zelda's Lullaby, and that's a Timeless Lullaby. Like that's what happened, and you got like Sean like conducting. Yeah,
I was like conducting beside him. Like it's like no, heavy. Go ahead. But like I just trusted in Brock's playing that he would like find it and get it done. But
if you guys want to watch this video, you gotta check out MajorLink's YouTube channel.
Yeah, Timeless Lullaby.
A Timeless Lullaby. That was the first thing. This started it all, man.
And this is when I actually like my hobby. I could actually earn money from it.
Yes. Yeah.
So there wasn't any because before I used
I earn money from your hobby now.
Because like now I use like copyright music, and now I can use a homemade music.
Brock Hewitt stories, right?
And I'm using actual themes, and we're like playing with them to make it our own. And like I'm just giving Brock the reins. I just want like a little theme in there, and then he can fill the end. Like listen to Timeless Lullaby. It's like the beginning of Zelda's Lullaby, and then like
you're done.
It goes to storage and then back, and it's back forth.
Yeah.
And then it like the end of that. I've played it today. I loved it. This is so good.
Yo,
I wish I could reanimate it.
I'm gonna release some because so we did Timeless, and music was key because it was literally the narrative. Like
that was there. Yeah, there was nothing. There was only no sound effects.
And then what was after Timeless again? Masked.
Yeah, it was Masked.
Masked Courage.
That was. I want to get into that in a sec. Hold on.
Yeah.
No, because Timeless was big for me because it was like, wow, like this is the power we have now.
Yeah.
Like we can like make our own stuff now. We can make our own video. Like I got the
videos,
footage, you got the music.
music.
You can use the real themes. I have the real
themes,
characters.
yeah.
Like we're in it.
Mess them up a bit. People vibe.
And then I actually took a nod back to my old fans. I made a music video from the new Breath of the Wild game using the clips.
Oh yeah, and that was my song.
I used Grown Beyond Perception.
Yeah,
which is one of Brock's my favorite songs. And I edited clips from Breath of the Wild to that song.
Dude, it's nuts.
Because because Nintendo finally had some direction.
Yeah.
Not total, but like when their scenes, they had like voiceover.
Yeah.
They were, and I was like, I have to edit.
I have to do this. Well, I found like even when I listen to that song now, I'm waiting for. What is it? Wake up, Link.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the first 3 lines or first 3 words. Like, and that's what's messed up about music too. Because like, as soon as Growing Beyond Perception comes, I'm like, wake up, Link. I'm like, whoa, like, wait, I'm just listening to the song. Like,
wake up, and you can't forget about it. I hate that too.
It's so like in the subconscious in a way.
It's stuck there.
But yeah. So you ripped that. You ripped the Breath of the Wild.
I had to do that, and like a lot of people appreciate it. Some of the fans like noticed it. And, and then I was like, I have this big original Zelda idea.
Yeah.
And this is my first time like going from
this was all
point A to point B, like without like the loss was a thing, but like now I wanted to actually do it right. You know, I had text, I had dialogue.
Yeah.
So Mass Courage was that. So I made a little teaser for that, and people were excited. Like it was very subtle. I like very subtle teasers that don't like giving away too much.
Chris Nolan.
And
vibes.
then and then I made a 20-minute animation.
Buddy.
And I just came running to Brock's house.
I'm just like, oh
through
no.
a pile.
I hadn't done this much.
Brock has never done 20 minutes worth of music going like this.
No, like, because, I mean, I'd done the short films, but I hadn't at that point done, like, I mean, yeah, I had only done, like, songs, right? Yeah. So I hadn't done, like, 20 straight, and I hadn't done orchestral well. So, like, not that I'm very good right now, because, like, I need to get a lot better, but...
We're learning.
We're learning, and it's fun.
This is huge, though, this video.
The new one?
The
Masked. Masked was key, because Sean comes to me, and he's like, yo, like, okay, I got a 20-minute. I'm like...
I don't think I told you.
No,
I did.
And then I realized I'm going to try to do orchestral with, like, the crappiest sample sounds, and it turned out okay, but like just not Hollywood.
Just, it was all over because my pacing. Yeah, like you need a full good video to have like. Yeah, music can be still good though because it's just at the times, but like
that one stressed.
My animation was
I was stressed.
The tempo map, I was just up and
down all over the place, like.
And then like my video's pacing wasn't that good. My animation was like getting better though. Like I could see it.
Yeah,
it was very experimental for me.
Yeah,
because like I wanted to. But like people loved it. People love that video.
People vibed with it.
And like I have a hard time watching it over again.
I can't
I'm sure
listen.
Brock
Dude,
can't listen to
I
it
don't have
again.
any of those. I have Keaton Seam on my SoundCloud that I made later because like the music like it's fine. It was fine for YouTube in a way, like, but like I couldn't like. It wasn't my best quality orchestral stuff. Like I wasn't layering. I wasn't beefing.
I don't even think I use any like of that in my demo reel.
True.
Because it's just like. But people like the animation, like when you're trying to get in, they want to see work, so
for
they don't
sure.
really.
They don't care.
They just see me testing the waters.
But that was a big learning experience for me because I'm like, okay, that wasn't exactly like because I'd listen to compared to the Hans Zimmer Hollywood stuff and be like, not beefy enough. Compositionally okay, but like not beefy enough, not enough like. There's no other word. Beef. It was just thin. It was just thin with the samples. I wasn't layering. So then when we approached Twilight Shadow,
the next video
that was
the
when
next one, right?
That's when because in between Masked and Thing,
that was a huge jump
because I was like working on We Are Here to Connect, that album, and I was ripping this one song Light Through the Fog, and that was the first time that I could actually do the orchestra justice in a way, like strings, and at least get it beefy enough. Not that I'm the best mixer, but beefy enough. And then we did Twilight Shadow.
And I'm just reading right now. It says Mass Courage was 8 months ago.
Really?
In Twilight, the teaser
8 months ago
was 5 months ago. The teaser for Twilight.
That's when we started.
I think this it might have been 6 months ago.
No, literally, because Light Through the Fog, like when I was the first time that I was actually like, okay, I can layer my buddy Reed. Shout out Reed Snare on violin at Reed Snare on Insta. He's sick, but I started to layer him with the sample libraries and started to get some beefy synths under, and I was like, okay, I can do orchestral. So then when Sean was like,
yeah,
Twilight,
I was just like,
I'm like, okay.
Twilight, and like I had the themes set, I had my idea, and I was for Twilight's Shadow, I was literally copying the end of Twilight Princess, which had I had so many issues with that ending because of the way they handled it was so, it was bad, and I made it all my own, and like the whole end of that video is just all original by the end. Like the only time I really copy, like I used a lot of it all in different locations, different settings, but the whole beginning is like on the same on the nose, but like and then I had Brock do like I had all these themes. I came in with then again listening to music. I was listening to music beforehand.
Before you even animated.
Yeah, before I animated, thinking of like
sick.
And then like when I was animating,
so the music inspires you for the story, like
because I see a garbage freaking Twilight score. He's not bad though. He has good themes. He's good. Yeah. I'm not saying, but like for like dramatic, I'm very dramatic in my videos. Maybe that's why, because they're not trying to be much dramatic.
You mean like the
Koji Kondo's like, I don't think he did Twilight Princess, but
is it like the samples were crap?
At the time though, they weren't. I was when I was playing it way back, I didn't give a damn. I loved it.
I know. Listening to it now, it's just like.
But I'm listening to it with my like dark lighting and the castle. Sure. It's just like, and like in there, it
almost works for the game, and I don't know what. Yeah, I get
in the game though. I was playing and I'm just like, there's no tension here.
Yeah.
Like the Gans themes quietly going up, and like
unfortunately what happens with the game music too is like they're not scoring it. Like it's literally like
given the MP3.
Here, okay, write an action thing, write a this thing, and then it just gets triggered by what the character is doing. So the composer actually doesn't have as much say. So like half the time action's happening and the music's not reacting at all.
I think though like Last of Us and like games nowadays, some like Naughty Dog like high end cinematic games have like a score on the side, kind of Mickey Mouse thing, maybe not,
but because we tried to do Hollywood basically with Twilight, like that was
we wanted like because I strictly just wanted like
not
my
even
anime
close to Hollywood yet, but
I wanted my anime like strings, piano, drums at a point, like just like, and that was probably our best work.
It's
our last project though.
I was pretty fired. Like again, I can't mix for where I want to be, but like, and that stresses me out. But I'm really pumped. I
still listen to that stuff.
Literally,
I'll still even watch those. Yeah, like, I'm so happy with the way that Twilight Shadow turned out.
No, I got a soundtrack album out of it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, there's a lot of songs.
Yeah, there's like 8, bro.
And that was a 20-minute video. And then I came to Brock with 20 minutes and he's like, cut that down 2 parts. Even my brother said it was a good idea to do 2 parts.
Well, because I'm happy with 2 parts. I was out of commission because I had 6 of those short docs.
Wreck.
Yeah, that was a mess.
Disaster.
Plus Christmas. Never mind Christmas,
Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, family and stuff. But yeah, that was sick because I feel like that was a big learning curve for me where I was like,
thanks to Mass Courage.
Yeah, because Mass Courage was like a gong, and then like Twilight, you're just like
we worked off a failure.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the thing too, man. Like because like I feel like whenever we look at like stuff like with like mindset and stuff with like, oh, this was a failure, this wasn't where we wanted to be, it actually made us like so much better, and it just continues.
You would have just failed later if you didn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. So like those quote unquote failures or whatever, not where we want it to be, like it's so crucial for the growth. Like, and that, I don't know, that's just the way that's how it has to go though. Like, like you got to look at it like that. And
like if I did this like years later, it'd probably be way better than it is now. 100, like,
dude. I mean, I might have an orchestra, like an actual. No, we'll see. I mean, we'll see how we'll see how it all goes down. But yeah, Twilight was sick because like that was the first time where I really focused on the orchestra and focused on
we had good themes to use.
Really good themes. My buddy Reed, shout out, like he's so sick on violin.
God bless him, man.
And like so he saved.
He's a lot. Fan.
Yeah, he's a fan. He loves the MajorLink videos. He's like, yo, when's the next MajorLink project? Like that's the one he's fired up for. Like I'm like, well, yeah, no kidding. Like let's go. But and it was sick because I was able to kind of at that point like use my kind of like stories and sound like synth stuff with the orchestral stuff. Like with the strings, I'm layering the synths that like kind of sound like my vibe, and like that was cool because like yeah, we tried to do Hollywood. Like we tried to be really dramatic
we wanted
and
to
emotional.
take these little themes that were on loop and tried to make like a grander stage for them.
Exactly. And
it's just like it was fresh. The biggest thing though, new angles on these characters that they've only seen in the game through the little box.
Exactly.
Now I have the control. I can.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that was just a blessing. That was just a.
That was such an experience.
I was learning so much. That my animation was looking really good in that one. Of course, it's still wonky, but like that was like.
Well, that's the thing. Like we got to work with what we got too, because like when I look at it, it's like
a little laptop.
We're trying. Yeah, literally. We're trying to do like musically. We're trying to do Hollywood. I don't have an orchestra. Like you know, I'm just using samples.
I don't have 10 guys.
Yeah, you don't have 10 guys rendering for like days, animating, like and animating. Like
it's all about myself, and like I'm not that good at After Effects, so I can't. Yeah. I could add that extra thickness, like particle effects and.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just keep it to my thing right now.
Well, it's like me. Like I try to like, okay, well, I'll add Reed and layer him on violins, but cello's like I'm screwed, so I'll try to beef that up with synths because I'm not recording in Hollywood with an orchestra right now. But it was fun. Like the brass actually on Twilight was cool. Like remember those like the cool horns? Like shout out Spitfire Audio Orchestral Swarm Library, I think. So sick.
I remember at the end of Mask though you added horns.
End of what?
Mask Courage.
Mask Courage.
Because remember it was the Hans. It was the Hans Zimmer.
Oh yeah. Oh, we tried to do Rise. Oh, that was not good. Because my samples sucked. Like, it was just
it was a project that I'll never forget.
Yeah, it was stress. It was anxiety.
I love that.
It was like it though. It was for free. Yes. It's still basically free. It's good. It's good. It's a growing thing.
It's like, I don't know. It's.
No, that was such a learning curve, man. Masked, and then Twilight, and now, what did we just do? Twilight.
Midnight's Farewell. Like the end of Twilight Shadow. It's still Twilight Shadow.
Yeah, that was cool. And now we're working on the next one, which the piano is done, except the choir is not ready yet.
We're gonna check that out.
We're gonna check that out after we talk about this.
But no, I have like, me and Brock are not gonna get stopped. We kept it.
Oh, we're not stopping, man.
I have another big idea. Like, there's so many videos or endings and scenes I'd like to touch up my own way. But the problem is I need models, and they cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because yes, I said they're free, but like, I know this person that does the free ones that commissions for models.
Yeah, gets better ones.
And like, not like if it's not on the website, I'm not gonna get it anywhere. So I gotta grease it.
We're gonna have to rip a couple of Kickstarters, I think.
I'm gonna have to do something.
Hey, it's all good. It's what we gotta do. Like, but yeah, no, that's sick, man.
Once I find the platform that I want to use,
for sure.
Figure that out.
I was just thinking, like, this just came into my head, totally random, but like me and you and Glenn and Mac and Levente and like some of our close buddies. Like musically, like, because we all grew up together, right? So it's kind of nuts that me and Sean are like working on the same projects, and Glenn as well with his films. That's cool. Like, that's a blessing. I didn't plan that one, but we're literally childhood friends from elementary school, and that's just nuts.
This is all our like occupation.
Like, it's literally crazy. So, but also like all of our friends. Like, we all really bonded over music, if you think about it. Like, that's how we actually all came together in a way. I mean, you knew Mac, obviously, back in the day. And sports we had, too. Yeah. But like, there was music that was, like, okay. Yeah. Like, everyone
just gets us together. Just like those people say, like, eating dinner.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, the family.
Yeah.
But music is, like, that dinner
music
thing.
brings us together. Like, jam with Pops what is it? Pops O'Reilly. Pops O'Reilly. Classic.
Oh, just
Levy Mac.
Just getting sweaty down there. Just
going primitive. Yeah. On the bass. Yeah. No, it's cool. Like, I feel
that's
like
crazy. Yeah.
It literally was music that kind of brought us like whether it was the folk stuff or like.
Or just kept us. It's like it was hard for us to do much back then because we couldn't drive.
Yeah, we couldn't do much.
We couldn't do much. Like, you couldn't.
We weren't like heavy partiers in high school. Oh, really?
I wasn't. No.
I think the first party was like grade 12.
12.
I think I didn't drink till grade 12, bro.
Yes.
Jays, bro. Yeah,
no,
Jays.
You too?
No, maybe I did drink before. I was not like a partier in high school because I was ripping like the band, right? Like ripping the wannabe Rush band.
In Jones.
Yeah, in Jones's class, right? So we were ripping. I never got to. I was not the partier, but that was cool. Like we all. But remember when we used to go to the parties in grade 12 and we come back here and put on Dark Side of the Moon?
When,
and
when was it after?
I think it was after like it was like Jay's or no, it was like
was it just a late night?
Wasn't it like Taylor Glenn's or something? Yeah. We came back after that, I think. Or Jay's?
Who drove?
No, it was great. I feel like it was around that area, that street, one of their houses.
Melissa's had a few.
One of those. No, I didn't drive. I was in like grade.
Yeah.
But anyways, the boys, we used to come back, just lay down, just 3 beers deep.
Yeah.
Like because we were in grade 12.
Yeah, disaster.
Three beers were wrecks for us. We come back, we put on the blacklight. We're vegging out to Dark Side of the Moon on the vinyl. We wake up and make waffles. Like that's what I'm saying, man. Like it's just
talking
about life in grade 12. Literally. Yeah, grade 12.
Yeah.
But music, man. Like we bonded over that, and like that was. It's just interesting to see like where we all at now, like with you and animation and
freaking like festivals, like music gets everybody together.
Oh,
you already mentioned that.
And we ripped Oshiega, like all that.
Those songs I'll never forget.
Never forget. Oh, Mumford
is glued.
Ben Howard's classic for me too. Like,
oh, it could be a rough one for you. A little dicey.
Yeah, there's definitely some nostalgia. You know, stuff brings back to relationships. There's some good stuff there. It's cool, man.
The happy ones.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I feel like, I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely a power in that. And it's just like, I'm grateful that we even get to like continue to work together and like, and just go. You know, like, I feel like there's no stopping. Like, this is just like.
And it's honestly, it's still a hobby to me. Like, it's.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a hobby for a long time, but like.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing. Like this stuff takes a while. I've been living in my parents' basement for a few years since I decided to do film music.
Yeah, God bless both our parents. For just being so
they're supportive. Our parents are definitely supportive, and that's cool.
I got like I work at like a greasy job, but it pays well, and sometimes you just got to do it.
You got to do it.
Grind.
While you're grinding in animation.
Yeah.
Like,
I just sit on my little laptop all day.
Just animate, draw.
That's why you got to get out also.
Yeah.
Because if you're just sitting and animating all day, you're not going to...
Yeah, for sure.
It's not going to feel nice.
No, I feel like there's a social aspect too that's key.
Yeah.
Like,
if you just got to keep all that intact, you know?
It's all like the everyday like habits and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Like it's okay to like...
Because we're
not draw or not animate or not
for
play.
Sure.
It's okay.
You need balance with anything. There, go back to the Japanese or back to the Asian spiritual practices.
Yeah,
the balance, the Tao, the middle way. You know, like
because people get so hard on themselves for not drawing, or like I do. I will do it forever.
I get really hard on myself.
But like, just like telling people, just like sometimes you're allowed to like step away and like, I don't know. Listen to some sad music for a while, but don't even need to be sad. You don't need to be sad. No, get inspired from it.
I love piano. Honestly, I love quote unquote sad piano music because it's not sad. I'm like, this is beautiful. Like this is like I'm in this zone right now.
I listen to solo piano all day.
All day I'm ripping solo because I always imagine, and here comes the story thing again, that how music conveys the story is like when I listen to like certain solo piano tracks, like I literally. Imagine this cabin in this kind of like Muskoka / woods deck, you know, coffee, early morning, sun's just rising, maybe wife and kids are still asleep and you're up, grand piano in the living room. Maybe it's like a dewy kind of like day out. Like I'll imagine that stuff when I'm listening to some solo piano. So what do I do when I want to feel that kind of like vibe? I put on the music. What do I want to do when I want to feel that upbeat party vibe? Put on the music. Or, you know, get inspired for the scores or like.
See, I think because we picked up on like a good
emotion.
We picked up on a good side of that music like early.
Yeah.
Because like growing up is like that's like your teens is very essential for like solidifying everything, establishing everything.
100%.
You know, like those sad music isn't sad.
Yeah.
Party music isn't always for parties or like hype or like
you can literally do it,
and that's do it anywhere.
And that's what Psych's proven in like music cognition and stuff. It's like use music for like to convey emotion and to actually make you feel certain things. So like if you're like imagine, and that's why I always mess with the idea of like, you know, almost making a soundtrack of your life in a way, or of your day, you know, because it's like, well, if I just listen to this certain music, I might feel this all day, which might be crappy. Or if I listen to this, maybe I'll be fired up, ready for the grind, ready to like connect with more people, or in more of that kind of spiritual and introspective thing where I'm going deep in within myself because of music, you know. And I think that there's a power in that the music almost connects with the story that's innately like within us in a way. It's talking
opening
to
up,
us.
it's unlocking it essentially.
Exactly. And that's what's really cool about it.
It's just like you can't, music doesn't like the title of the song, the genre of the song doesn't need to like tell you what it's going to be, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You make, because people said this though all the time. It's just like it was true though. Like,
it's so true. Like looking into the psyche of it, and realizing too that like I was saying this with Millen on the last podcast that we literally, like, depending on like different music can connect with different people depending on like what they were brought up, like, you know, conditioning, stuff like that.
Family experiences. Like a lot of people like are so confused when I listen to like this rap party music. Yeah, and like I'm just,
and then you're
they don't understand it because like they're establishing it with like a sour time or like maybe like a lot of anxiety when they hear that music,
or hammered out of their minds, or like
just
escapism,
it's just like it doesn't need to be that.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
It's just like it's a choice.
It can be fire up. It's like imagine watching that Rocky scene where he's like running and training without the music. Like no, like so I feel like
that extra layer.
Yeah.
Again, which my videos have now because we're creating the music.
Exactly.
And we're hitting things.
Yeah.
We're adding things that we want specifically.
Yeah. And it's sick because when I listen to it, like even when we're doing like whatever, like if I think of Twilight Shadow, I think of Mass Courage, I think of whatever, like music wise for MajorLink, that if when I listen to that music, it actually brings me back to where I was mentally in that, scary. You know, and sometimes can be scary, sometimes beautiful, like sometimes can be like, whoa, like it brings me right into where that mental state and what I was in, and like and so very like, so yeah, we're trying to tell stories and we're trying to make film and animation, I'm trying to make music, whatever, but like what I find is like it literally brings me back to where I was in life, you know, and then like it gets a little bit deeper than just like oh yeah, we want to make a good film. It's like, what do we actually want to do here? We want to like evoke emotion and maybe get people inspired to apply something in their life, you know? Like I never want to make films that are based in like, or for me, like do film music that is based in like escapism. I don't want that, like where people are going to theater and like to escape from their reality, which is a lot of films. But what I want to do is like, if I can do music that serves a story where like a story where people can connect with and they walk away with something, or maybe that like, that wakes them up and they realize how important family is, or how important like love is, or what their purpose is, their why, you know, like what their spirituality is, like all these things that I think that storytelling can do and music does on a daily basis. And that's I think why I'm in it, man. Like,
that's another thing, because like when I redo the dialogue for these endings, I try and add like a psych thing, like just something to, like, to walk away with. Because in my videos, like you're only watching that. Like in the video games, they had like a big video game to
for sure
tell whatever they're trying to tell.
Yeah,
and so I try and use those moments to kind of give more like thickness to that, like
and sometimes that dialogue that you add like almost pertains to what you're going
100%.
through. Like always, I always pick it up. I'm like, yo, okay, I know what Sean was doing, and like this is exactly what's in MajorLink, and it's really cool. Not so much in Mass, but like from now on, like most of my videos will be like the dialogue will kind of affect very personal in a way.
Where because that's where you get inspired, you know. Something dumb happens in your life, or like you encounter something dumb in your life, and like,
or something, and then beautiful, or something,
something beautiful,
something hard, something.
And then you listen to a song, or play some more songs, and play some piano, play some this. You'll mash all that stuff together, and like, and then I watch these endings. I'm just like, wait, here we go. Like maybe I can add this here.
Exactly.
I can change this line. I can change this.
Because you know what, and like as humans, we are like innate storytellers. Like that's all we do. Like when we're having a conversation, we're telling a story. Like you cannot have a conversation with someone or even with yourself
Yeah.
without telling a story. Like, it's so innate in the psyche over years of evolution and years of spiritual practice and philosophy. Like, story is king. Like, it literally is. And like
Pixar.
And the stories are so interesting because since they're so deeply rooted like within us, they become like very personal, you know? And so even when we're writing stories or making music and doing stuff, like all we're trying to do is basically like shape what we are feeling in that moment and try to add that to the story, that maybe that'll connect with someone. Maybe they're feeling the same thing and maybe that'll connect and inspire them or wake them up or make them see something in a different light. You know, that's what story does.
That's exactly why I love doing this so much now. It's because I'm through like the Zelda game. I'm telling a more personal story for me, but also very broad for everybody else.
Yeah.
Kind of like keeping it vague as I can.
Yeah.
And like people like the comments I read, people's like feeling like they watch my videos when they're feeling down to feel like a lot of videos are kind of sad though, but like
for sure.
But people can
interpret
with any way they want
because the story's within them. That's what's
it's
cool.
whatever they take out of it at the end, even though I had a certain direction.
Well, that's the beauty of it, because like no matter our direction with the story, and again with me musically with the story and the music, that's why I like instrumental music, because it's not telling you what to feel. Also, like it literally is playing your story, and that's what's powerful. But even if there is a narrative or it's a pop song and there's lyrics, then the artist is and the director and the writer are trying to portray like, okay, what were they feeling? How are we going to write this? And how are we going to make this known? But it also connects on like a deep level with people that you might have not even thought about, you know? So when people are like feeling like anxiety, depression, different things, and you have those kind of comments, like that stuff fires me right up. Because like I'll get similar stuff on music stuff where it's like, oh, this is perfect for my insomnia or my anxiety. And I'm like, yes, like this is why I'm doing this. And I don't even know if that was the intention wasn't to like make this specific little thing that might connect with you, but it did. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I just shared my heart, and it connected with you, and it helped you.
You're doing your own thing.
That's how I'm gonna serve. Then, you know, like
that's my favorite thing. Seeing
it's so cool.
Someone be a little
happy.
Someone just knows like that you did something. You know, like knows you
put your
just
heart.
So you know,
in the
you're a
line
good
for
person, or just I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't put it into words.
It's like that quote from The Greatest Showman.
Just being
right?
recognized.
Yeah, like the best art is making others happy.
Yeah.
Or something like
that.
That
was it.
Right?
That was it. I think.
Yeah.
See, done.
The most powerful art is making others happy. It's like
someone like my hobby, very personal hobby.
Yeah.
Just making someone react.
Happier. Yeah.
React.
React.
On anything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, wow.
It makes them feel, you know, and like, oh, that's bang on, man. Like this is, I don't know.
That's my favorite part about this, and that's why I keep
doing it.
Like as long as I have my ideas, like
they're just gonna keep coming. That's the purpose, man. That's the why.
One day, I'll get into like original, like
straight up.
Once probably when school's maybe done, or like I learn how to make models better. Like,
so you got,
or I find someone that can make them.
Exactly.
Like a buddy or someone.
So you got 3 more years in school, and then what's the kind of big dream?
I'm gonna go for Pixar's internship.
Okay, cool.
Next year.
Okay.
And
try like Disney animation and
girl
stuff.
Girl got a
DreamWorks too.
DreamWorks. Girl got a scholarship.
Internship.
Was there another level?
Co-op?
Like no, I think. Anyways, she snapped a Instagram of like DreamWorks. Like I think she got like after she's a 4th year. Yeah, she's going to DreamWorks, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. True, like man. I'm gonna work with Sharon. I love talking to teachers. I love making
the connects. Yeah,
and the best thing is a lot of the art teachers are like some of them are gamers, and like the younger people who are like going to be the next generation. Yeah, are all low key Zelda fans my age, a little older than me.
No kidding.
I can slide into that so easily. Like,
for sure.
Whether they like it or not, regardless, it's a
It's a relationship builder.
It's all. Like I said, my art high school teacher, Mohawk teacher.
It's all relationships, man. Like
you connect, you need to.
And it's like
broaden.
get those relationships, figure out how to add value to them. Like, not even for us. It's like, it's not like, what can I get from you? It's like, no.
Yeah.
How am I going to add
when
value
we see
to
each other
your...
again?
Yeah, exactly. Like, on a human level. And that's, again, why we tell stories. Because it's like, we want, like, again, it's like my classic. Like, we're here to connect, you know? Like, I love that motto.
We're here to leave something to
like,
them.
we got to leave something. We got to figure out how to serve. And that's the purpose. So I think that's really special, man. So where can people find you, like, on social media? Where's the best place to follow you?
Well, like my YouTube, my Instagram is it's a hard to translate from YouTube to Instagram, but my Instagram's at Major Sean, and my YouTube MajorLink, like just MajorLink to type in YouTube.
MajorLink.
I have a Twitter actually. It's nothing too much. I post like later. I post like go watch my video or whatever. Like a new video posted. I think it's at MajorLink Sean on at Twitter. It's the handle. But other than that, I got 2 projects on the way. One's just about to be done.
Waiting on me.
I got a how-to video that not many people have been asking for, but a lot of people ask how I do. Like, what program I use.
I'm
essentially.
so fired up for that.
That's gonna be done. Glenn's gonna help me with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else I'd say? Like,
well, I got a text from Glenn. I told him he can come over now.
Yeah. In the end, like, music shouldn't be what it was made out to be. Nothing should be what it was told to be.
Yeah, like you can always, it's always malleable. You can always change it.
I'm like being a director though. Like people want to listen to people want to hear what you want to say.
For sure.
But like, I don't know if you can just take anything away from anything. That's like a positive thing out of anything that anybody does. Like, that's better than money almost.
For sure, man. For sure.
Like that's the thing we all should be striving for.
Finding that purpose and like, I feel like. Yeah, just changing it up, shake it up. Music's not,
shake it up.
Shake up the classic like narratives, shake up the classic ways of, music has like been made before, and like you can make it something unique in your own.
And always, I think that's powerful. That's the best thing. Like always strive for something that hasn't been done. It's hard. It's too vague to say, but like. You gotta do you, and you gotta do something.
Tell your truth, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do something, but it's something. Someone's gotta catch it though.
100%.
You need that extra.
Yeah.
I made Nintendo 64 Zelda videos.
Yeah.
No one's clicking that, and if you have a good thumbnail though, and it follows up, people click it and people stay.
Yeah. So it's almost like you just gotta find that. Like, what's
unique.
What's
you gotta
your
be unique?
Unique, and
it's been said forever.
It's they're all classics, but like, you know what, the guy, and we're growing, and that's our aim, to get there. But as I listen to all the people that have so-called, made it and are impacting people's lives in a positive light, that's what I aspire to do.
Yeah.
Like, there's obviously a lot of people that are successful in a negative light, but I try to focus on the positive, and those are people that stayed true to the truth and told their story as good as they could, and hopefully that connected with people, and that's kind of, well, it did in their case. Hopefully ours keep connecting with people, and we keep growing in that.
Keep interpreting it your own way.
For sure, man. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, Brock.
Well, appreciate it.
I'm excited to work on the
huge
one coming up, but it's gonna be taken at a better angle.
Yeah,
no more mass courage incidents.
One step at a time. But yeah, guys, we're gonna take off here. We got to go finish some MajorLink stuff, and Sean's brother's coming over to rip some anime vibes. So we'll
take it easy, guys.
We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for listening. Again, if you want to follow MajorLink, follow him on YouTube and on Instagram at Major Sean. Check out all of his animations and really cool journey that he's going through. So thanks guys again for listening. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Take it easy.
Let's go.